Hi, my name is Chris Murray, and I'm here to persuade you into buying an ugly stick rod rather than a store brand rod. The ugly stick has been around since 1977, and since the creation of this rod, there has been no complaints of the eyes being broken or the rods being broken. Have you ever owned an ugly stick? If so, you will know the features of this rod and how you will get your money's worth. The ugly stick, it is a very strong rod. In the commercial, you will see that the rod is bent from tip to end, and it does not break. The stability of the rod, it depends on the number of eyes and the action of the rod. Most rods have 10 eyes or more. There are sometimes less. The less the eyes, the less the stability. For gripping the rod, this is a foam handle, and this is a cork handle. The preference of the type of handle that you have depends on the preference of the fisherman. Different sizes of the ugly stick rod depends on your preference also, or what you're going fishing for. This rod here is a 5-foot rod. This rod here is a 7-foot rod. This rod you will use for brim fishing. This rod you can use for bass fishing or catfishing. The lengths, they range from 5 foot, 6 foot, 6.5, 7 to 7.5. Those size rods are used for freshwater fishing. From 7.5 all the way up to 16 foot, those rods are used for saltwater fishing. The different eyes, this rod here, it has a bigger eye. The bigger eye is for an open face rod, or it is called a spinning reel. The spinning reel, the line comes straight up out of the reel, and it twirls and it goes through the line. It goes through the eye, all the way up to the tip of the rod. This rod here, it's got smaller eyes. The smaller eyes is for a bait casting reel, which the bait casting reel, it sits right here flat on the rod, and it goes straight out the tip of the reel all the way to the eye, to the tip of the eye. The store brand rod, it is a good rod, but it does not have the qualities or the features that the ugly stick presents. The rods are smaller around. They don't have the number of eyes that the ugly stick has, and they are weaker, and they, whenever bent like an ugly stick does, they will break. When you go to purchase a store brand rod, you will find out that most of them are not straight. When shipped, they are bent, and when bent for a number of hours, they will bow. And plus, the eyes will be bent or even broken off. The store brand rod is cheaper. Depending on the quality of the rod, the more expensive ones are $30 to $50. The cheaper ones are $20 or less. The ugly stick, it's a better rod, and that's why it is a little more pricey. The freshwater rods range from $40 all the way to $110. The saltwater rods range from $80 to $300, and I've even seen them up to $400. The price range of the ugly stick depends on the type of rod, it depends on the type of handle, the number of eyes, the length, and the action. The action of the rod, it deals with the strength of the rod. You have medium action, you have medium heavy action, and you have heavy action. The action depends on the stiffness of the rod. And the stiffer the rod, the different types of fishing you're going to do depends on the action of the rod. For medium to medium heavy action, you can bass fish or brim fish. The heavy action you can catfish with, because you can feel the fish hitting the end of the rod and it will not bend as easy. In conclusion, The ugly stick is a very nice rod. It has been around since the 1970s. The store brand rod, such as this rod right here, it does not add up to the features of the ugly stick. The ugly stick is very strong, durable, will not break under pressure. Now that you know about the ugly stick, will you go out and buy one? If so, you will know about the features of the ugly stick, and you will get your money's worth out of it. Thanks for your time, and go out and buy an ugly stick by Shakespeare. Thank you.
That should have made it.